Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting now.
Hey!
Hey!
How are you today?
I am wonderful today. How was your day?
I'm in a little busy day because I'm super excited about our guest tonight. That's one of my favorite people, one of my favorite men. And it's like, oh, I can't wait to get there and get started. So
yeah, I love Curtis too.
Yeah, he's amazing. So I'm ready to bring that joker right on.
Yeah, bring that joker right on.
And here's the joker.
Hey, Curtis.
You heard us say, bring that joker right
Bring
on.
that joker on in here.
Y'all got me over here blushing. I'm too big for that. let me start off by saying first.
Curtis,
I want to start off saying first of all, how can y'all hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I'm so proud of you ladies. I am so proud of you all, the way that you all continue to reinvent yourselves, and whatever you do, you're a blessing to others. And I just want to say I'm proud of you. I was just smiling during the introduction of this podcast and how nice and clear. Look, I feel like we on prime time. Do y'all thing. That's what I'm talking about. Hey. Y'all not getting older, y'all getting better. I love it.
Oh, thank you. We can have him on every week.
Thank you.
Just come back every week, Curtis, every week.
Every week. So, Curtis, we come to you saying thank you for taking our invite to be a part of the Golden Square Podcast, where the gold is pure. So
yes, it is.
We are so glad to have you here. And apparently, there's a lot of others who are glad that you're on here as well.
They blowing me up today, Linda. You too.
And look, go on our YouTube, right, Sharilyn, and what? Subscribe,
like, and subscribe,
and then like and share on our Facebook page. But Curtis, let's get to it, because there's so much that I know that you have to offer to, and I won't just say Houston, but to the world, So, in your acting. And you've done a lot. And first time I met you, I asked you to be my host to one of my fashion shows. And you did a phenomenal show then. So I was like, that dude is good looking. He's talented.
Good looking, talented.
My Rolodex.
Yes.
And my Rolodex. So Curtis, how did you get started? No, not how you got started. Why did you want to be an actor?
Well, I didn't. I had no idea. It's kind of funny how we think we have our lives planned out, and God is like, nah, you're not going this way, you're going that way. And so that's kind of what happened in my case. I thought I was going to play football for the rest of my life. And so that wasn't to be. And I have a cousin, beautiful Deborah Atkins, who is the founder of Working Together as One Productions. And so every year, she would put together skits that she had written, and she would have singers and musicians and all of that. She put on a little extravaganza every summer at the Fifth Ward Multipurpose Center. And so, she would always try to cast family and friends and whatnot to be an extravaganza. And so she had asked me once before, and I didn't want to do it. I mean, that wasn't my thing, And so one year, a friend of mine talked me into doing it. And so she was like, please, cousin, I need to fill the cast out for one more skit, And so then I was like, how long am I going to be on stage? I don't want to be on stage long, And so she showed me my role, and I think I had 10 lines. And so I was like, okay, cool. So went to the rehearsal, and of course, I did my little 10 lines, and they started blowing my head up. We knew you was a natural, and all of that. And so then I got comfortable, and then I got cocky. The young man who played the lead role, I think he left rehearsal early or something, and he had been inconsistent coming to rehearsal, and they wanted to replace him. And so now, I was like, I'll do his role too.
Okay.
So, someone was like, no, it's not enough time, to get all those lines down. I went home and I learned the whole script. I think he had like 56 lines. I learned them that night. And I think he wasn't at the next rehearsal or something. And so I rehearsed his role. And so they was like, okay, it's your part. And so from there, you know, and of course, you know, the energy I got from the audience, I was like, okay, I can do this. And that's how I got started.
And that's normally how it be, because just what you just said, that would be how I would start off with me. Mm-hmm. I was such a tomboy myself. Me being a pretty girl, you know, I got to put on makeup and lipstick and all that. That's not me. Give me a pair of tennis shoes, a glove, and a bat, and I'm good to go. So I've had that experience of being in the athletic field and then doing something in the art.
Something totally different, yeah. I think that happens with a lot of people, because it happened to me too. I had no idea I was going to own a daycare center. I was working for American Express doing meetings and conventions and stuff. My daughter adopted this little girl. She said, "Mom, keep her until I find a babysitter." That was in 2009. That little girl is 13.
Wow.
And I'm still at it. So God always has a different plan for our life.
Exactly. So, Curtis, I want to talk to you about being a acting instructor. Because I tell people that I run into who say, "Oh, okay, I want to get into acting." And how do people outside of the accident that you just claimed that you got picked up in being an actor, how does anyone else get involved in acting?
Well, I mean, there are many ways, you know, because I hear different stories all the time as well of how people find, you know, the stage or the screen, or how it finds them. And all you really have to do is participate one time and you're bitten by the bug, I'm telling you. But, you know, there are different sites now. If you're interested in film or commercial, they have sites like Casting Network, Actors Access, that you can go into those sites. And I think you can pay a monthly subscription or yearly subscription. And all day, all night, they're sending audition alerts in all across this country, basically. So, you know, that's the way that you can get involved. Also, there is a lot of community theater going on in the city of Houston, you know, from the Ensemble Theatre. We have things going over at the Midtown Arts Center and some other places, you know. So if you want to get involved in something, it's always great to be around those that are already doing it, already doing the industry, you know, and just starting your network. You know, now with social media, the world is at your fingertips, literally. Yeah.
Right.
You know? So
what if someone wanted to take some acting classes from you, want to get with you to take some acting classes?
They can DM me. They can hit me on. I have people that reach out to me all the time in my inbox on Facebook or Instagram. And so, you know, I find out real quick if they're serious or not, you know, because you always get people, I want to do this. I want to, you know,
right.
And of course they're looking at the attention that they can receive from it, or the money they think they can make from it. And so the way I found out if they're serious or not is I'll send them a 1-minute monologue, you know, which is basically about a full page, and say, okay, memorize this and get back to me once you have it memorized, you know.
So let me ask this question though, Curtis, because you mentioned the ensemble, and I was going to ask the question, why is the only Black theater is the Ensemble Theater? But you mentioned another one too, because the only one that I ever hear anybody talk about is the ensemble. Why is that?
It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money and support to operate these establishments, you know. And so the ensemble is a nonprofit organization, and so they have a huge board. They have supporters. They have sponsors. You know, they do fundraisers. I mean, they have to raise. I mean, we're talking millions in order to operate on a daily basis, you know, with a full staff. They have 6 shows a season. We just finished up doing, and I hate you ladies missed this production, the piano lesson. Oh my God.
Wow.
Show and that's the first one that we missed. And I want to know why did we miss that? How?
I think you all were coming from out of town when I called and tried to get you all to come. I want to say you were out of town. You were coming from out of town. It was something to that effect. But oh my goodness, yeah, August Wilson's piano lesson, and that was my first introduction to August Wilson piece. You know, I'm a bloomer in some areas, but it was powerful. It was directed by Eileen Morris, who's the artistic director over at the Ensemble Theatre, and the legendary actor and director, Mr. Willie Durden. His son, Jason Durden, was our celebrity guest actor in the production. He's done. He was on Greenleaf. He was known as Pastor Basie, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So now don't be calling out these people and don't act like you haven't been on a couple of plays. You throw your credits out there as well. I'll just say it's the tops. Okay,
and one of our guests want to know. At the end, we'll tell him how to get in touch with you. Stephen Smith says, I need to contact with Curtis for my acting career. So, Stephen, we'll give you all that information at the end on how to contact Curtis.
That'll work. See, I told you people were waiting for you, Curtis. So, Curtis,
you know what?
Give us some of your credits. Come on.
Okay, this is.
Come on.
Okay, well, things that I'm most known for is, of course, Jason's Lyric was my first movie. That I did. It was shot here in Houston back in the mid '90s. Still get residuals. Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. That started Jada Pinkett and Alan Payne, Fresh from Naughty by Nature. So that was my first film. And then I met Miss Nita Pittman. She was one half of the production company, Bobcat Productions. She used to be the dean of students over at Texas Southern University. And that was my first touring production with a play called Sisterly Love and Chorus Sons. And so then I did a lot of local plays at the Encore Theater in Houston with Harold Haynes. That's really where I got my feet wet as far as performing in community theater, intimate theater, which is my favorite. I love that more than anything. I starred in Tyler Perry's play Why Did I Get Married? Right. I did the full coast to coast tour with that, not on the DVD because the DVD was actually shot a year after the tour ended, and I had something going on at that time. But I've done probably close to 100 plays and at least 40 films. I'm in about 4 or 5 different films on Tubi and Prime right now. I'll give you all some of them in the chat later. We actually have a red carpet premiere tomorrow for a film called Bash that was shot by a producer and director named Denise Monet. This young lady is on fire. I need to introduce you all to her so you all can have her as a guest. Her company, Purple Heart Productions. I'm telling you, this young lady is not even 35 yet, and she probably has 11, 12 films already that are out on Tubi, and they're good films. And I mean, she is doing her thing. I'm so proud of her. She's about to produce the next film that I'm in, which is called Sickness and in Hell. Mm-hmm. Sickness and in Hell. So. Yeah, but that's some of my credits, and
some of your credits.
So, I'm a producer also.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. But in some of your credits, Curtis, and I'm just excited that you're here, and I know there's people who are waiting for information from you. But why do you think? I want to say Houston, but I'm gonna say the whole state of Texas is so hard to bring in a lot of the acting jobs. Like Atlanta has everything. Atlanta has Tyler Perry. Atlanta has all the plays. Atlanta have all the movies. Why aren't we getting more movies here in Texas in Houston? What is your opinion on it?
Well, the landscape is changing now, and I guess because I'm in that arena, I'm in that environment, I see it. So I'm telling you, there is a movie being shot in Houston every single day. The young lady that I just mentioned, Denise Monet. You have the twin brothers. Well, I think one has actually moved to Atlanta now. But Jonathan and Justin Milton, I've done probably 3 films with one and 4 films with the other. There are some other great directors and producers out there. But I think you really have to be in the network to kind of hear what's going on and know what's going on. It's just like how how you have a background of fashion. And so if people weren't involved in their network, they wouldn't know anything about your fashion shows or everybody else that are putting on fashion shows. Right. So of course we hear about what Tyler Perry is doing because he's Tyler Perry, right? I mean, he's been doing this for 20 plus years and he's a billionaire now. So, you know, the media is all over anything that he do. But we have a lot of local people here in Houston that are really starting to get their just due as far as productions that they're shooting or stage plays that they're writing. Denise O'Neil, she's been doing a Black Play Festival here in Houston. This will be the 11th year. And it's absolutely amazing. And it's growing every single year. And now 2025, she'll be doing a festival that's going to incorporate theater, film, music, fashion, and I think arts for the youth is going to be massive. I mean, the city of Houston is going to be on lock. Just about every theater in this city will have some type of productions going on throughout the day for about a week, you know? So, I mean, it's coming. I mean, it's taken a while to get us back where we used to be back in the day, but I think we're about to surpass that shortly. So people will be hearing about what's going on in the acting.
Yeah, Curtis. PJ Logan says, what do you think of backstage for amateurs with no experience? Do you work train individuals with no knowledge or experience?
All the time. And I actually prefer that. I prefer working with talent that are hungry, that are determined, you know, that haven't formed any bad habits.
Bad habits.
So, Curtis, do you find like
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do you find like in any other industry, because we live in a microwave industry, everybody wants it right now. Do you find that people come in and don't want to do the work? They
Sometimes.
Want instant success and don't want to put in the work?
Sometimes. I mean, you know, just like in everything else, you know, you're going to have those that come in thinking, oh, I want to be rich. I want to go make movies, but they don't want to put in the work to do it, you know? Right. So, and they fade out by the wayside. Or basically people like myself that's been in the business for a while, we can spot that a mile away. And so we just choose not to work with them, you know, or we, you know, we cut them loose. But you see the people that come in that are hungry, they're about this business. And those are the ones that we want to work with the most. This is a very small community. And when I say community, I'm talking about from the East Coast or the West Coast. Word gets out. You know, there are people from Houston that act in LA and in New York and in Atlanta. So we all stay connected. We all stay in touch with one another.
Okay, Toya, could you put that question back up again? So the Facebook page user said, so the question still stands. Why have we not heard all these things? Why we don't have anything? I know I'm on Facebook and I'm not probably with the acting other than yourself and Dolores. So between you, Dolores, Tiffany, and Nietzsche, those are the only people that I hear of that's doing anything. Why don't we hear more about the industry in acting so that we can either attend a play or a movie, or we can audition for it? Not that I would have to.
I mean,
but why?
Well, we need more platforms like this, right? You know, because because this gives artists the opportunity to speak on what's going on and what they're doing. You know, other than that, I mean, you would have to pay an enormous amount of money to get on the radio, you know, to say we having auditions over here, or, you know, we're doing a premiere over here, or put an ad in the paper or something, you know. I mean, I don't know other platforms out there other than social media that, you know, that people are putting their information on. I know even when I hold auditions, you know, that's where I go to. I go to social media and just kind of let the word circulate, you know, from there. But that's also why I'm saying to go to those theaters, go to the Ensemble Theatre, you know, find out what's going on, how to get on the mailing list, how to hear about different things like that. And once you start to attend those type of productions, then you start to meet people in the arts, and then communication starts.
Okay.
You know, whether you're following them on social media, seeing what they're doing, then it just kind of becomes infectious and it grows from there. So go to the Ensemble Theatre website, go to a production. Right now, they're doing a production that's called Beatbox. hip hop, something like that, and it's cool. You know, it's really youth based. You know, they're trying to, you know, because of course the demographic is normally women like yourselves. You know, seasoned ladies that love entertainment. You know, we're really trying to get our youth out more. But this is a production that's perfect for them because the entire play, the dialogue is either hip hop or poetry.
Wow.
Jonathan Fields says it's good to see you again.
Okay. Jonathan
Fields.
Okay, what's up, Jonathan?
So Curtis, let me ask this question. Well, let me make this statement because I know there were a couple of well, I don't do it now. I had my last show last year, but doing 1426 Fashion
Week, I wasn't at.
You were out of town. So, but doing 1426 Fashion Week, I normally would call you and say, Curtis, I need you to do a segment in acting, because modeling is what? Acting as well, because you have to perform the way that particular designer wants you to carry out their garments.
Right.
And I know of a couple of girls from your training, from the event that we have given, and you came in and like you said, you give them the quick little something and they acted out, and we've had an amazing time. I've seen young ladies and young men go into your field. So now I'm almost to think I might need to go back and do some things, rethink this, and bring you back on, because we have to have the training to know how to enter into an audition. And the difference between a model and an actor, what is the difference that you think, Mr. Bonds?
I mean, the model is nonverbal, right? I mean, you know, but she's still an artist, or they're still an artist. Right. You know, they're whether they're promoting some type of wear or jewelry, accessory, they are still an artist. We know the difference, even though they're nonverbal. We know the difference in a supermodel and somebody who's being lazy. You know,
right.
Or who's not giving it their all. We can tell immediately. You know, so it's the same thing with an artist. I tell all of my clients, you get out of it what you put into it.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Anita Pittman says, Curtis, you have brought several of my productions to life. He is a joy to work with, and I apologize because I know I didn't pronounce your name right.
That is my mentor, an amazing lady, and we're definitely going to do something again. She gave me my first formal training back in the early 90s. Oh, wow. And I surprised. I popped up at our house a couple of weeks ago, and we were so glad to see one another. But yeah, we're definitely going to work again. She's an amazing playwright and an artist. I mean, I love her to death. So thank you, Miss Pittman. I love you.
So when are you going to do a production, Curtis?
We're looking at bringing. Well, I'm talking to a few people in a couple of different cities. I mean, in some different cities. I'm talking to people out in Beaumont, and we have some other connections. My boy ATN Parker is out in Longview in East Texas, where we've taken several of our productions to, and so we're gearing up to start that again. I have my play Just As I Am, which you came to the play. That's when we first met. We met at me and Miss Linda met at the Improv. We met at the Improv. I forgot which comics were on stage performing, and so she was looking for a host for her first fashion show in Houston. And the gentleman that was on stage, she was like, "I want to get his information to see if he'll host my show." And I was like, I don't think it'll work because he's about to go on a book tour, you know. But hey, come to my play. You know, I don't know nothing about fashion, but come to my stage play. I got some tickets for you. And she came to the play, and so
it's history.
This is how fate would have it. Someone was supposed to host my play for me. I didn't want to do it because it's an all-female production, right? So I wanted to get a female host, and so we're setting up for the play, and I don't see her, and I call her, and I'm like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "Curtis, you're gonna kill me. My nephew graduated today, and his graduation dinner is tonight, and I'm not going to make it." And I heard this voice before I left the house say, "Take a suit with you, because I was just wearing black t-shirt and jeans because I was working backstage.
Right.
And that voice said, take a suit. And I ended up having to host my show. Linda saw me hosting my show. She said, hey, I want you to do that for me next week.
That's it.
And I was like, I don't know nothing about fashion. You ain't got to know nothing about fashion.
You ain't got to know a thing. I just need you to look at this cue card right here.
Miss Pittman said, we need to get Linda in the next play we do together. I love her energy.
A whole character.
Lord,
it's a whole character. Yes, indeed.
Michelle Latuda says, Curtis Vaughn is the instrument that encouraged me to look at film and theater again. Thank you.
Curtis, you're the man. You're the man. We need more of you. And okay, so wait, let me just stop this right here. Because I don't want Houston to come, I do this too. But listen, at this moment, Curtis is the man who I see spreading the word between, again, those people who I just called, Niecy, Tiffany, and Dolores. But the man, did I say a man? Because I just called three ladies. But Curtis, we need to get more information. We need to get to call action to bring this city. The city is so big and so powerful. We need more of everything, to be honest. We need it. And we need it to be from a person who's going to be real about it. And that's my heart right there. If you're not real, don't come play with me. I ain't got time.
Hey.
So, and I know, and I've seen you in work. I've been to your acting classes over off of Katie. And I was like, oh no, I can't act.
I'm going to be starting my workshops back up this summer.
You need to.
I haven't held a workshop since post-pandemic.
That's how we're going to get our kids back to doing things that we know that they're talent in doing, but we don't have any place to send them.
Right.
So the four of you guys, and that's the only thing I could continue. Please don't hurt me, write me and inbox me and tell me I'm crazy because you do it too. But these are the people who I know who are doing things, the people names that I call. And Curtis, I really need for you, either y'all gonna get together and make something big happen here in Houston. And Sharilyn and I always say we are here to support, but we have to get it back. We have to get our kids out the streets, as you just said with that one play. If you wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't know to go and tell, hey, Sharilyn, you got your daughter. Hey, this girl, hey, they're doing this right here. I wouldn't know how to send them or where to send them. So we need to get a social media from you guys together.
We have to support our own children. We really have to start supporting our own children.
Absolutely. I actually have founded a nonprofit called It's Life, L-I-F-E. It's Life Camera Action. And it's a youth-based organization that helps the youth make better choices and decisions through the arts. And so I have a youth stage production that I wrote that I'm actually going to shoot as a short film this summer. I'll be holding auditions for that too. But the theatrical version will be doing a back to school. We're trying to book some back to school productions for it.
Yes.
The play is called Hey Young World, Wake Up. And it deals with peer pressure, bullying, teen abstinence, gang violence, and teen suicide.
Oh, wow. Great subjects too.
And all of the Chantel, oh yeah, Chantel, she's amazing. She is. And all of the genres of the arts are in that production. So, I hear exactly what you all are saying, and we do have a huge responsibility to bring this back to the forefront, because to whom much is given, much is required, right?
Exactly. Yes. Right. Yes. So it's time for us to take a
commercial.
Quick commercial. So you all be right back. Y'all come back with us. See you soon.
Hi. This is Sharilyn Fisher, and I am so excited about Joyful Playhouse. Let me tell you what Joyful Playhouse is. It's a funplex center, but it's like no other Funplex center in the Houston and surrounding areas. We will be dedicated to children with disabilities and special needs. Not only we have services for the children, but we will have services for the families and the siblings. Joyful Playhouse needs your assistance. Will you please go to our website, www.joyfulplayhouse.com. There you will find a QR code to make contributions, and there's also a link where you can sign up to volunteer. That is www.joyfulplayhouse.com, and you can also find us on all social media at joyfulplayhouse.com. I'm excited, and I want you to get excited with us. So come on aboard to joyfulplayhouse.com.
Hey, thank you all for coming back. Thank you. We have the most handsome. That's the man. I was singing to him, y'all, beginning to play. You know, I wanted to act a little bit. I was in that Betty Wright kind of mood. Tonight is the night that he makes me his woman.
Oh my goodness. You're making Curtis blush.
Oh my God.
And I hope you will. That was before.
Lynette Reddick said,
but
awesome
anyway,
job, Curtis.
Y'all listen. I love this
Thank
man, and I love the work that he does. He brings out the craziness in me. However, I need him to bring the craziness out in Houston.
Yeah.
I need Houston to be on the map. Houston is behind, Curtis. I don't care what they say and how y'all say it.
Yeah, we're behind.
It's behind, and we need to figure out how do we bring these people to Houston outside of the money. I know money is everything, but we got to figure another way along with how are we going to get the money? Where are you getting the money from, Curtis? Because we need the money.
She done did a total turnaround, Curtis. We need the money. We need the money.
Yeah. How are we going to get this money from, right? Curtis? We need to have some networking so that we can make some things happen. And if we don't attempt it, how can we make it happen?
And that's a good question. You know, just by supporting one another. You know, the support. Houston, one of the biggest reasons that I believe that Houston isn't where a lot of the cities are is because we're so separated, right? Mm-hmm. There's so much competition, and nothing is wrong with competition if it's healthy competition.
Right.
If the competition is going to make me push you to give the best or to be the best that you can be, and vice versa, right?
Right.
But it's always been divided. It's always been divided, you know, where, okay, this is my thing over here. I'm gonna keep this over here. Y'all stay over there, you know, because we want to be the first to blow up, you know. And so that mentality kind of goes around instead of us kind of pooling our resources together. I remember some years, and this has been over 10 years ago, where I have a lot of friends that are producers and directors and screenplay writers and things of that nature. Right. And I said, hey, you all, let's get together. I want to have a meeting. A friend of mine, he had an office over at Channel 51 when Channel 51 was here in Houston, over off West Park. I say, let's all get together, you know. And so once everybody got there, it was maybe 20, 25 of us. Oh. And I said, you know what? I said, let's become a commission to where we pool our resources together. It's not about who's winning, who's losing, who has this, who has that. We're going to everybody submit a project, and we're going to pick we're going to start out with 2 projects at a time, and we're all going to work on them from conception to completion and make them the best that they can be. And we went from there to, I think we had another meeting, and I said, I don't want to have meetings to have meetings. Right. I want to get started. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought it was a great idea, and it fizzled out. It fizzled out, and I know that would have been successful. You know, no telling where we would have been by now, with that being 10, 12 years ago. You know, and so
there it is. I said the same thing in the fashion arena, and I said to them that the same thing that you just said, that we all need to get together. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of producers, and then there's a lot of so-called producers. Now, y'all could call me on that one. I got something for you. But there are a lot of producers, and we need to sit and talk about some great things and be there to support each other. The key to all of this is the non-support that we give each other. Why in the hello, we cannot support each other. I can't get that. I've been trying to figure it out for the longest. And I don't want to, I know if we're making it to the top, I need to pencil in, Curtis, I'll call you at 1:00. Put that on my day planner. Curtis, you call me at 1:30. I understand that, but we got to get there.
Right.
We can't jump in the bargain. But girl, call me at 1:00. Oh, I almost said a bad word. You must be crazy. Think I'm just gonna pick up the phone. Oh, okay, at 12:00, so I'm gonna call Curtis right now. No.
Yeah.
No. So it's. But when I think, oh God, that's the whole book. Read that one, Sharilyn. But
said it's been like that for many years, and Curtis has been around a very long time. People don't want adequate production projects when everyone wants to be the number one. Oh yeah, you became that with a true team from a collaborative collection.
Exactly.
Right.
So we have to. I know one of the reasons people that I made 1426 Fashion Week last year, my last one, is because I have time now to support my children in the business. So that gives me the time to fly to Alabama, to San Antonio, to Baton Rouge, to Florida, to wherever, to give them all the support. But I can't do it by myself. And I want everything that I touch to touch somebody else, and we all become one. Right. That's what I'm looking for. And I can't get that. I can't do it by myself, Curtis. You can't do it by yourself either. But we gotta come together to see how we can make
you can make it happen.
And a lot of times, it be our own people in the arts too, that don't support one another. No. You can't be the type of artist or producer who doesn't go out and support those, but then when it's your project, you want everybody to come out and support your project. And support should be contagious, right?
Yes.
Like, for example, the show we just finished at the Ensemble, Piano Lesson, we had 35 shows. 35. Now, if you didn't come, there's no excuse. If you didn't come to one of those shows and then you put on a show a month later and then want somebody to come to your show, make that make sense.
Yeah. Support. And then you get on social media and
pages,
say all kind of crazy things because nobody came. But you don't support. And even now, I'm going to say this to the people, to the non-supporters on my side. There's not one time that you can say that I didn't come to support you.
Right, because right.
I can't treat you how you treat me. And I'm, striving to get to heaven. I need to see my mama, my dad, and my daughter again. But we can't, and I'm gonna continue to say, Curtis, we can't do it by ourselves. We want the best for everyone.
Right.
But we can't do it by ourselves. And I was so happy to get, I don't know how many phone calls about you being on the show tonight because, okay, Curtis is going to be there and I want to learn this and I want to learn that. So the demand is there, my brother. It's time for you to go ahead and do something right here in your own back door. We gotta not ask you to do this and not support you.
Yeah, Melinda, just like you said, he just one man. He can't do it by himself. Jonathan Field says that we need to pool our resources. He said if we pool our resources, then we can come up with the money and the support. He said if we start pooling our Black resources properly, everybody can eat. Yeah. There is enough money out there for the arts. Thank you for that, Jonathan.
Thank you,
that's
Jonathan.
True. That's true. And then I saw the beautiful Betty Branch make a comment as well. Love her also. Very talented individual, great designer. And that's one thing.
You're very supportive of everyone.
Yeah. But I have to thank Ms. Linda for that because she introduced me to the world of fashion. Before that, I didn't know anything about fashion. And let me tell you the domino effect and how fashion kind of intertwined with acting.
Yes.
So when I went to your show, I was explaining earlier how we met.
Yeah.
So I went to your show, and then I hosted your show, and then I met the beautiful Donna Rogers.
Right.
And she did Big Girls Rock.
Yeah.
Right.
And you helped backstage. You had the models ready. Of course, you didn't want to come out, but I'm glad she drug you out. And so I sat on the front row of this fashion show, Big Girls Rock, and I was blown away by these beautiful, curvy, plus-size queens that were rocking this runway in everything from lingerie to swimsuits and heels. I was so blown away. I went home and wrote a whole production, which was Just As I Am.
Damn, yeah.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I have to be a part of this wave, because this thing is about to overtake us. And it did. And now you see beautiful plus-size women on magazine covers, and they're starring in movies, and now they're singing sensations and whatnot.
Exactly.
And so that I was just glad to be a part of that. But that's kind of what led me to start supporting.
Well, that's when I first got to Houston, and I actually came to Houston and did a casting call, and I picked my Donna up and brought her back to Miami to be in the show in Miami. And she said, I'm going to go back to Houston and I'm going to do Big Girls Rock. I was like, okay, what's the date? I'll be there. Oh, I said, I'll be done moved there by then. And she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, but that's okay. That's why I'm here. And let's meet. Let's get the production going. And I love her. I love all of them. That's why I get mad with them when they don't do the right thing. If you don't take that down, but that's my passion right there, Curtis. And I was so glad to do her show, because I did get other work immediately, such as you making that play, doing the play, and I got other jobs from that. And I'm that girl that would knock on the door. And I did research you before I knocked on your door to say, hey, I'm Linda Scott. I just got here in Houston. I'm looking to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I had one person when I knocked on his door, and he told me, oh, well, this is what I can do for you. I said, no, you don't know who you're talking to. You can't do that. So I said, okay, this is going to be a city to work with. And I've learned this city, but I didn't leave this city. So I am glad that God put people such as yourself in front of me. I had another model coach, Barry Bonds. He came for me. Let me just put it out there.
Mess.
Yeah, he came to cut my neck and take the head and throw it across the street somewhere. He came for me. But let me just say this. Just like I love Curtis, Barry Bonds is one of my best friends. Best. I could depend on him. Yeah, he crazy and we both crazy together. But I love him.
Because at the end of the day,
that's it.
At the end of the day, when you are a true artist in your arena, you want the very best product out there.
That's right. That's right.
So, and I really have to do a better job of putting out there, because one of my weak spots, and we all have them. Of course, my strong points is my God-given talent, right? As far as acting and memorization, I can memorize a script in no time and all of that. But one of my weak spots that I need to strengthen more is self-promotion, because I don't promote myself enough. I never have, because to me it's so braggadocious, right? I do this, I did that, I do this. But I had to change my perspective on it, because I'm not doing it to uplift me.
Right.
I should be doing it to help uplift others that are in my arena, right? Because at the end of the day, we all want everybody to put the best product forward that they can possibly put out there. So, so I'm going to start promoting myself more as a consultant to theater, because I go to a lot of plays and a lot of them aren't ready, right? Yeah. There's a lot of technique and whatnot and training that they don't have, but I can't fault them for it if they don't know where to look to receive someone that's being an overseer, if you will, a mentor to them, to say, okay, this, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm simply giving you some options and technique.
Hold on 1 second, Curtis. We have to take another break.
Do that commercial.
We'll be right back. Hey, this is your girl, Linda Scott. I am here to introduce you to Linda S. Jury 1426. Now, some of you know me, some of you don't. But if you don't know me, get to know me. Check out and scan the QR code below. Look at the inventory. I made this. God created. I put it together. See you soon. Thank you for returning. Go ahead and finish with that thought you had, because I had something for you.
Also, I'm going to put on a workshop called I Wrote a Play, Now What? Because a lot of people write plays and don't really know what to do with them, how to put together a table read to see how the play sounds back to them. They're only used to hearing it in their own voice. Let's get some actors to come out, sit down at the table and read your script back to you. Some veteran actors, they may be able to critique it, to let you know, okay, hey, try this, try that, try this, and then you go back to the, to the room and come back with a better product. And so that's what I'm going to start doing more of, to kind of help this next wave of playwrights, have a stronger foothold in this, so we all can shine better together.
Okay, so
Cat TV have sent out several messages telling you hello, and we kind of missed them. So Collins says hello.
I appreciate it.
And Collins is, now if anybody could take a lesson about promoting themselves, we need to get in Collins' class, because
he said you got to promote yourself, my brother.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna get a publicist. I'm gonna get a publicist.
That sounds like a good idea. That really sounds like a good idea.
The reasoning is, as you stated, and I just read Betty's as well. That's what I was waiting to say to you, is what Betty said. When you're in this business, it's hard to promote yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's like people saying, so, Miss Linda, what do you do? Oh, wait a minute. Let me get somebody to tell you. And if Bridget is by me, I say, hey, she'll tell you what I do. And I walk away. Because we don't want to feel like we're bragging on ourselves. But we do want you to know what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And why we do what we do, and what's the personality, because I'm a different person when it comes to being away from the fashion arena, or if I'm teaching a class, or whatever. I'm different. You're gonna love me, but when it comes to me doing my classes,
you focus, you locked in. It's business.
I'm not trying to play with you. I don't care if you're my sister, my brother, my dad, and my uncle. I don't care. This is what the people are looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm about my business, just like you are about your business and the acting. And Miss Betty is about her business with her boutique. Everybody's about their business. And when it is, it's like, I can't tell you what I do. I don't want to be bragging on me. Mm-hmm. So, and we don't realize that we're not bragging. We're just telling the people what we want done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Michelle Latuda says not personal, but professional.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So these are the things that I guess we need that class just for us.
Absolutely. And
just
so
for us. We need a class that says, okay, so Linda, right now, this is what we just need that class, and we need that support of each other.
I agree.
That's the main deal right there. I know I need to have be able to pick up the phone and call Betty and say, hey girl, listen, I just need to talk about some undergarments. Tell me what your thought is. We need that. And how can we make that happen? I need to be able to say, hey, Barry, I got a girl. She's out of my realm. I need to send her to you. Mm-hmm. We need to know that we're able to do those kind of things. Sharilyn could call me and, girl, somebody got some children. I'm going to send them to you. I ain't keeping nobody's baby. Y'all don't want me to keep your baby. But I know where to send you to.
But Linda really doesn't know how dangerous and how popular she is in the field, because my daughter is just now starting. She's 16, just now gave us the idea that she wants to model. So 2 modeling agents approached her. And when they were told, they asked her, do you have any formal training? She said, yeah, my auntie, LS 1426, they won't work with her. Told her, we can't work with you. You're overtrained. You're overtrained for us.
And
she doesn't really know how powerful her name is in the industry. And when I told her, she was going she was so surprised. Who told you that?
Yeah.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to a fashion show, was not invited. I just happened to be in the hotel, and I was just looking at the vendors. And the lady asked me, she says, aren't you Sharilyn Fisher? I said, yes. She said, don't you work with LS 1426? I said, yes. This woman brought me into the fashion show, gave me free champagne, rolled out the red carpet, and gave me and all she wanted me to do was to tell Linda about the fashion show and give Linda her card. She's awesome. But she won't say she's awesome. She will not say it. She will not promote herself.
Okay, so we ain't talking about me. So Curtis.
I'm awesome, but maybe that's because she's my best friend. I don't know, Curtis. What you think?
They might see you being biased, huh?
Curtis. On the real deal. We do need to read that, Sharilyn. That's too little.
We are sometimes aggressively mentoring and pushing those that have the talent but don't have the vision.
Boy, see, Curtis, you bringing out all this stuff. You bringing it out, and it's so funny that Jonathan said that, because as we look back yesterday, when your teacher probably said you weren't gonna be this or weren't gonna be that, and you had that intent, like you thought you was gonna be a football player, and that vision of someone else saw something different in you. And you going like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to act. No, that ain't for me. You know, that's for this, and that. And look at you. Look who you are. Look at the vision that your cousin,
Mr. Curtis Vaughn.
Yes.
I had a theater teacher in high school named Mr. Carroll. May he rest in peace. Mr. Carroll. I took Mr. Carroll for 3 years at Sam Houston High School. And, because we had to have an elective. And I wasn't choosing auto mechanic shop, and I wasn't choosing the choir. So I took theater, and I wasn't serious about it at all. It was just an easy grade. Man was so upset with me because he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Right? Exactly. I mean, I was a class clown, so he saw the talent there. But I would not. When I tell you that I would not participate any of that, I was like, man, that's not for me. And I gave this man such a hard time in this class. I don't know how he even passed me. But I remember when I started acting professionally, I went back to the high school to visit some of my teachers. I had to thank them, because I was going through something as a young man, some things outside of my control in my household. And so it really caused me to act up a lot in school. And a lot of them, they didn't give up on me. They were hard on me. They pushed me. And so I went back to the high school to thank them. And I went to his classroom. And I say, Mr. Carroll, guess what I get paid to do for a living? He could not believe it. He couldn't believe it, man. So yeah, it is funny, how God already has things mapped out, and we go kicking and screaming. We don't want to.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that, because I promise you, I either supposed to have been that big basketball star, and in my mind and my heart, but my knees and my feet say I can't. Still play basketball, and I've set records. I still got some records out there. Them little girls coming at me, but I still have some over there in Tennessee. But that's where I thought I would be. I had a scholarship in basketball and in softball. And I love singing background. because I knew where I stayed. Now, you say you need somebody in the background, I got you. And your background, okay. But anyway, I enjoyed those things. But to be a mentor, what the devil is that?
Yeah.
I never thought of being that person. And when you get the phone call, like for you to be my mentor, what is that? That wasn't my interest. So I didn't put any interest in it. But after the loss of my daughter, I had no other choice. Because he already had what he wanted me to do. He had it lined up. I'll go ahead and all the food.
That's right.
I'll calm you down in a minute.
So, my mother and I, we're co-authoring a book right now called Holding Hands with Hell. And so people that know my personal story, I grew up in a drug house. My mom was an addict. She was shot. I mean, the whole 9 yards. This woman is amazing to have survived everything that she'd been through. And I remember telling her, you have an obligation, to go back and pull people through. God didn't save you for you. He saved you to save others. And so, and I was right there along with her. So I told her, we're going to write this book together because, from two different perspectives, from someone who has been through, the whole drug and dangerous elements that you survived. And then from my perspective as a child who had to grow up under that, thinking there is no, is my mom going to come out of this alive? Are we going to survive this? And so a lot of those things that went on in that house, I had to, it stayed with me for at least 20 years as far as the things that I did and the way that I behaved and how I saw life and whatnot, So, I want to speak to that generation of youth that could be going through something similar.
Right.
Yes. Know that there is hope and you don't ever give up on your loved one. A good friend of mine, who's my sister, Jamie. She goes by Dear Jamie. Look her up on social media. She is amazing playwright. She's also shooting her first film right now that I'm starring in, which is called When Sisters Cry. We did it as a stage play and sold out like 10 times. And so that's exactly what that play is about. It's about having a loved one. It's the emotional roller coaster that a family goes on that has a loved one that's on drugs, right? And ironically, her character was a model. She was in fashion, and she ended up getting hooked on crack.
Wow. See,
and I play her father, and so that's one of my lines in the movie. You don't ever give up on your child.
That's right.
That's it. So Curtis, y'all, he
got to tell us how to get to him, Linda. He got to tell us how to find him.
Yeah, y'all, Curtis, tell us tell the people how to reach, because I will call you on the phone, but tell the people how to reach you.
I can be reached on Facebook, Curtis Vaughn. That's Von, not Vaughn. Curtis Vaughn on Facebook, or Curtis Vaughn 809 on Instagram. And so that's the best way to reach me. If you're interested in workshops, acting workshop, auditions, consultation for a production that you've written, all of that. I also want to put out there a few things that I have coming up if I have time to do so.
Go ahead.
And a lot of you know about the incredible show at Herman Park every year, Dancing in the Streets and More, Motown review at Herman Park, Mill Outdoor Theater. It's back this year, bigger than ever. It's going to be Memorial Weekend, May the 23rd through the 25th. That's a Thursday through Saturday. I'll be your MC again. It's going to be an incredible show, so make sure you all put that on your calendar. And it's completely free. Everything at Mill Outdoor Theater is completely free, but make sure you get there early because it's going to be packed every single night. And then I'm the production manager for the Black Music Awards. This will be the third time here in Houston, the second time in person. We had a show, we did it last year at the Ensemble Theatre, and it was amazing. And so this year we're going a little bit bigger. We're taking it to the Wortham Theatre.
Okay.
And so that's going to be June 22nd and 23rd. The awards will be on the 23rd. You can go on the website, which is www.houstonbma.com. They're still voting right now. There are, I think, maybe 10 categories that you can vote for. So go on the website. You may see some of your favorite local artists that need your vote. Or if you would like to be a vendor, you also can go on the website and leave your information. So I'm telling you, this thing is going to be huge. It originated out in LA. And so I think in LA and Vegas for about maybe 21, 22 years. And so now we're about to blow the doors off of this thing here in Houston. I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. So, yeah, come out and check it out.
And I know you was nominated for, what is it? The Black Excellent Awards for the weekend of the 14th through the 14th through the 17th, I believe it is.
Really?
Here in Houston as well. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Listen, we gotta know, Curtis. It's so much. Hey, look, Curtis Vaughn up on Facebook, Curtis Vaughn, and you told you how to do him on social media, on Instagram as well. And we're so glad to have you here with us.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you, Curtis, so much.
Yeah, so, y'all, it's that time of the night. So go to our YouTube channel, everybody, subscribe. Thanks for joining us at The Golden Square Podcast, where
the gold is pure.
So
see you next week.
All again next Thursday, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
See you soon.